Good evening. Let me share something that might shock you. Right now, as you're watching this, your muscles are slowly vanishing. Not tomorrow, not next year, tonight. And what we are about to share comes from science experience and the deep wisdom of Barbara O'Neill, an internationally respected health educator and nutritionist who has dedicated her life to natural healing. She has spent decades teaching people how to use food as medicine, and what she discovered about nighttime muscle preservation could change everything. After age 40, your body begins a silent betrayal. Every single year, you lose approximately 1% of your muscle mass. By the time you reach 70 or 80, you could have lost nearly half of your skeletal muscle. This isn't just about looking weaker in the mirror. This is about survival. The medical term is sarcopenia, and it's deadlier than most people realize. Not because it kills you directly, but because it triggers a cascade of failures. First, your balance deteriorates. Then comes the falls. Next, the fractures. Finally, the loss of independence that often leads to early death. 20 to 30% of older adults who break a hip will die within 12 months. Many others never walk independently again. But here's what most doctors won't tell you. This isn't inevitable. The process happens, yes, but the outcome is entirely under your control. You just need to understand when your body is most vulnerable and how to protect it. The hidden battle happening while you sleep. Every night, your body enters a state of warfare. While you're peacefully sleeping, thinking everything is fine, your muscles are under attack. This happens because sleep creates a prolonged fasting period, typically 7 to 9 hours without food. During this time, muscle protein breakdown accelerates while muscle protein synthesis virtually stops. Think of it like this. Your muscles are like a house that's constantly being torn down and rebuilt. During the day, especially after meals and exercise, the rebuilding process dominates. But at night, without incoming nutrients, the demolition crew takes over. Young people can handle this nightly breakdown because their bodies recover quickly the next day. But as we age, recovery becomes sluggish, and the demolition starts winning. This is where anabolic resistance comes into play. As we get older, our muscles become less responsive to the same signals that once kept them strong. A 25-year-old might need 20 grams of protein to trigger muscle building. A 70-year-old might need 35 to 40 grams to achieve the same effect. Studies using advanced tracer techniques have shown that older adults who consume no protein before bed experience significantly more overnight muscle degradation compared to those who strategically fuel their bodies. The difference isn't small, it's the difference between slow decline and active preservation. Why exercise alone isn't enough? Here's a dangerous myth that's destroying muscle mass across the globe. The belief that staying active is sufficient. Go for walks, hit the gym occasionally. That should be enough, right? Wrong. Exercise alone, without proper nutritional support, is like trying to build a house without materials. You might have the blueprint, but nothing's going to hold up. Mechanical tension from resistance training sends the signal to build muscle. But your body needs raw materials to respond to that signal. Specifically, it needs essential amino acids, particularly leucine, which acts as the master switch for muscle protein synthesis through something called the M2R pathway. Most older adults are chronically underconsuming high-quality protein. Worse, they're consuming it in the worst possible pattern. Light breakfast, moderate lunch, then most of their protein at dinner. By bedtime, those amino acids are long gone, leaving muscles defenseless during the most vulnerable hours. Research shows that evenly distributing protein throughout the day, approximately 30 grams per meal, leads to significantly higher 24-hour muscle protein synthesis compared to uneven distribution, even with identical total protein intake. But here's the crucial part. You need that final dose before bed to protect against overnight catabolism. The casein solution. Your overnight muscle guardian. Not all proteins are created equal, especially when it comes to nighttime protection. Whey protein, excellent after workouts, digests quickly and disappears from your bloodstream within 2 to 3 hours. That's useless during an 8-hour fast. You need something that acts like a nutritional IV drip, slowly releasing amino acids throughout the night. Enter casein protein, specifically micellar casein. When consumed, casein forms a gel-like structure in your stomach, slowing digestion and creating a sustained release of amino acids for 6 to 8 hours. It's like having a personal bodyguard for your muscles while you sleep. In a landmark study published in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise, older men who consumed 40 grams of casein before bed showed dramatically higher overnight muscle protein synthesis compared to those who didn't. The amino acids were actively being used during sleep, proving that late-night protein isn't wasted but essential. Follow-up research confirmed that pre-sleep casein doesn't just prevent muscle loss, it actively promotes muscle growth when combined with resistance training. This isn't just protective, it's anabolic. The muscle longevity connection. Let me be crystal clear about something. Muscle loss isn't a cosmetic issue. It's a medical emergency happening in slow motion. Muscle mass is one of the strongest predictors of longevity we have. Stronger than blood pressure in some studies. Stronger than cholesterol levels. Stronger than body weight. The PURE study, which followed over 140,000 people from 17 countries, found that grip strength, a simple measure of muscle function, was more predictive of death risk than systolic blood pressure. Think about that. Your ability to squeeze a device tells us more about your survival odds than your blood pressure reading. Why does muscle matter so much? 4 critical reasons. First, muscle is your body's primary glucose disposal site. Less muscle means poorer blood sugar control, leading to insulin resistance and diabetes. Second, muscle secretes anti-inflammatory compounds during contraction. Lose muscle, gain chronic inflammation. Third, muscle protects bone density through mechanical loading. Lose muscle, lose bone strength. Fourth, muscle serves as a metabolic reserve during illness. When you get sick, your body breaks down muscle for amino acids. No muscle reserve means compromised recovery. This is why sarcopenia isn't just about being weak. It's about being vulnerable to everything. Infections, falls, metabolic diseases, and death. The practical protocol that changes everything. Based on decades of research and clinical experience, here's the exact protocol that can transform your nighttime metabolism from catabolic to protective. The core strategy. Consume 30 to 40 grams of micellar casein protein 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This provides sufficient leucine to trigger muscle protein synthesis and maintains elevated amino acid levels throughout the night. Why micellar casein? This is the native, unprocessed form that digests slowly. Many protein powders use cheaper, faster digesting forms that won't provide overnight protection. Look for supplements that specifically state micellar casein on the label. Food alternatives. If you prefer whole foods, low-fat cottage cheese or Greek yogurt can work, but you'll need large portions. Approximately 400 to 500 grams of cottage cheese to reach the 30-gram protein threshold. Most people find this impractical late at night. Timing matters. Don't consume this protein too close to bedtime as it might interfere with sleep onset. 30 to 60 minutes before sleep is optimal. This allows initial digestion to begin while ensuring amino acids are available throughout the night. Total daily strategy. This bedtime dose must be part of a comprehensive approach. Aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight daily, distributed across 3 to 4 meals. Each meal should contain at least 30 grams of protein to overcome anabolic resistance. Exercise integration. Pair this with resistance training at least 2 to 3 times per week. The combination of mechanical stimulation during the day and nutritional support at night creates optimal conditions for muscle preservation. Addressing common concerns. Won't eating before bed make me gain fat? No. Protein has a high thermic effect, meaning your body burns calories just digesting it. When total calories are controlled, bedtime protein supports lean mass without promoting fat gain. Multiple studies confirm this. Will it disrupt my sleep? Research shows no negative impact on sleep quality from pre-sleep protein consumption. In fact, many people report improved recovery and reduced muscle soreness the next day. Is this just for bodybuilders? Absolutely not. This is clinical medicine. This is about maintaining independence, preventing falls, controlling blood sugar, and extending health span. This is about being able to get off the floor unassisted at 85, the compound effect of consistency. Here's what makes this protocol so powerful. It's not about dramatic overnight changes. It's about tiny daily improvements that compound over months and years. Each night, you're either reinforcing your muscle tissue or allowing it to erode. There's no neutral state. If you can reduce net muscle loss by even a small percentage each night, that benefit multiplies over time. More preserved muscle means better insulin sensitivity, reduced fall risk, improved bone density, and greater functional independence in later life. Think of it as physiological capital. Every gram of muscle you preserve today is money in the bank for your future self. The person who follows this protocol consistently will walk into their 80s and 90s not with frailty, but with strength, control, and autonomy. The choice is yours. You now have information that most people never learn until it's too late. You understand that muscle loss isn't inevitable. You know when your body is most vulnerable. You have a science-backed strategy to protect yourself. The question isn't whether you'll age. The question is how you'll age. Will you be the person who needs help getting out of a chair, or will you be the one still hiking mountains at 75? Will you be dependent on others for basic activities, or will you maintain your independence and dignity? This simple intervention, consuming 30 to 40 grams of micellar casein before bed, could be the difference between thriving and merely surviving in your later years. It's not magic, it's not complicated, it's just strategic nutrition applied at the most critical time. Your muscles are disappearing tonight, but now you have the power to stop it. The choice, as always, is yours.